Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusantadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha, the ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 10th Adhyaya of Vibhuti Yoga, the divine manifestations. How Lord is manifested in this creation, and Sri Krishna has given quite an elaborate listing, and he has also told us about ultimately that I am there, I have filled this entire creation. This entire creation cannot exist without me, whether it is a moving, whether it is non-moving. Whatever you see, whenever you look around anywhere, whatever you see is filled with nothing but me. I am there, that I am there in all these beings. I am the seed. I am the origin. From here comes out everything. And Yachapi sarvabhūtānāṁ bijam tadaham Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, I am the bija. I am the bija of all the beings, of all the sarvabhūtānāṁ bijam. I am the seed. I am the origin of all the bija. And not only that, na tadasti vinayatsyan mayā bhūtam characharam. Nothing in this universe, nothing in this creation can exist without me. So that was the most summarized answer of Sri Krishna as far as where is Lord manifested in this creation. When Arjuna asked him, how do I know, where should I look for you in this creation? This creation is so vast. This creation is so vibhūta. It is so tremendous. It is so diverse. Where can I find your vibhuti in this sarvabhūtānāṁ? And then Sri Krishna explained to him everything. Right at the beginning, he said, I am the bija, I am the prabhava, I am the origin of all this. And now in this 39th shloka that we read last, there again he sums up that I am the seed of everything. There he said, I am prabhava, the origin. Here Sri Krishna is referring himself as the bijam of the sarvabhūtānāṁ. I am the seed, I am the origin. From me comes out this entire creation. And without me, no one can exist. So know for sure that if you are looking for the divine manifestation of my manifestation in this creation, just look around, whatever you see is filled with me. Apart from all those specialized categories that Sri Krishna has explained to us in such great details. As he had told us, prominent ones he will tell us, and he told us. Now again he is once again coming back after telling about those prominent places in this creation which are manifestations of the Divine Lord. Now he tells once again. He tells that I am the bija of the sarvabhūta. And not only bhuta is not only the movable, but chara and achara of everything that is there in this universe, movable, immovable. I am the origin. Now, does it mean that he has completed his discourse on the Vibhuti of the great Lord, the divine manifestation of the great Lord? Let us see what he has to say and tell us in this 40th Shloka. Has the Lord exhausted explaining all the things where the Lord manifests? Now Sri Krishna says, nānto mama divyānāṁ vibhūtīnāṁ parantapa eṣha tūddeśhataḥ prokto vibhūter vistaro mayā. Sri Krishna says, na antah asti. There is no end. There is no end to divyānāṁ vibhūtīnāṁ. Through all these divine manifestations, there is absolutely no end. Parantapa, oh scorcher of foes, oh destroyer of foes. Arjuna. Now here again Sri Krishna is addressing Arjuna as parantapa. He means to say that now this chapter is coming to an end. Better get ready. Arjuna, you have forgotten your ways of being a rightful Arya. You have forgotten your ways of fighting against the evil. You have forgotten your ways of punishing the wrongdoers. You should be giving danda to the Kauravas. Like Sri Krishna said, in davyānāṁ, I am danda. I am that just punishment in the davyānāṁ. I am that just punishment, that righteous punishment among all the different types of punishments. Some punishments may not make us learn anything out of it. Some punishment may actually put us down morally. They may put us down emotionally. They may put us down intellectually. They will never allow us to maybe grow back again, maybe bounce back again. But the just punishment makes a person bounce back, having realized, okay, this is where I have done the mistake. Now let me come back. So now Sri Krishna wants Arjuna to be that person who is giving just punishment. And therefore he says, addresses him as parantapa. He says, come on now. Get moving and know for sure that there is no end to my divine manifestations. Whatever a few things I have told you, these are just a few examples. Na anta asti mama divyānāṁ bhūtānāṁ parantapa. There is no end to my divine manifestations, O parantapa. Eṣha tūddeśhataḥ prokto. Whatever has been told to you, whatever has been explained to you with certain purpose, tat eṣha tūddeśhataḥ prokto. Whatever has been told to you as a brief statement, tūddeśhataḥ. Although, I mean, this the explanation of various modes of manifestations has taken up almost 32 shloka, 32 verses. But Sri Krishna says, this is just a brief statement. Etat tūddeśhataḥ prokto. This I have told you with a specific, with a brief exposition. Vibhūte vistaro mayā. Prokto vibhūte vistaro mayā. I have told you in particular. I have told you in particular about these divine manifestations with a limited, to a limited extent. Although I have given you a long list, this list is just very limited, Arjuna. Oh parantapa, this list is so very limited because by manifestations there is no end to it. You cannot count. They are so very innumerable. And then Sri Krishna has already told us that when Arjuna asked him, when Arjuna asked Sri Krishna, please tell me everything about you in great details without leaving anything, that vistarenātmano yogam vibhūtiṃ ca janardana bhūyaha kathaya truptihi shrunvanto nasti me amrutam. That what tell me in great details. Listening to that is like listening the nectarine words. And to that Sri Krishna had told in 19th Shloka, Hantate kathayishyami divyānāṁ vibhūtayah pradhanyataḥ kuru sreshta nastyanto vistarasya me. Krishna had said that I will tell you the prominent ones, pradhanyataḥ, because na antah asti. There also it will use the same terminology, that there is no end to my divine manifestations. And again now Sri Krishna is repeating the same thing to Arjuna, that now enough of this jnana that I have given you, enough of this sermon that I have given you, enough of this teaching that I have given you, because it has got to be limited. I cannot tell you each and everything in details, because there is no end to it. And therefore, this is the only brief exposition by me to the extent of my glories. I cannot explain to you all my glories, where I am, where I am not. Just know for sure, having told you about those prominent ones, this sentence, that I am the origin of all and nothing can exist without me, that should give you sufficient understanding of the divine manifestation of this Lord. So that is Sri Krishna's teaching to Arjuna in this 40th shloka, summing up whatever he has told. There is no end to the divine manifestations. The mother hen puts the chicks in the way of helping themselves to grain of food. Now, when you must have seen the mother hen feeding their chicks, she will just keep on throwing those small grains, and these little ones, those chicks, they will keep on picking up. Now, mother hen, she is not giving the entire bowl full of the grains to her chicks, isn't it? She is grain by grain she is throwing. And chicks also, grain by grain they are picking up. They cannot take the whole lot. And what Sri Krishna has done here is exactly the same thing. He has just a little bit he has thrown away at Arjuna, he has thrown away at us to pick up what we can pick up. We cannot pick up the entire thing. We cannot pick up the entire divine manifestations in this creation. So he has given some pradhanyata, he has given the particular examples, the prominent examples. The young ones catch the process and continue to feed themselves. And now they know, yes, okay, mother is giving that grain, we have to pick it up and we have to fill our belly. The young ones also, they learn that art. Likewise, we also should learn from whatever Sri Krishna has told us. Ultimately, Sri Krishna has given us a great clue to know where lies the greatest of the manifestation of the Lord. And that he has told, that I am the seed of all the beings. Let us understand that. Let us digest that. Let us think about it. Let us do some chintan on that teaching of Sri Krishna, that I am the source of all this creation. And none of these beings, whether moving or non-moving, they can exist without me. So wherever we look around, we should be so happy, we should be so contented having seen the Lord himself. So likewise, the way of recognizing the divinity in all is pointed out by the Lord. The sadhaka cognizes God alone everywhere as he pursues the spiritual path. And then comes a stage where we as spiritual aspirants, we start relating to this teaching of Sri Krishna, that it is the Lord who has pervaded this entire creation. Whether it is a tiny insect, whether it is a mammoth, Goliath, or elephant, or you name that mammoth creature, everything is filled with Lord. And not only creatures, from the smallest blade of grass to the mammoth giant trees, everything is filled with the Lord. And the moment we start having this understanding, we are much closer to the ultimate realization. The act of seeking God evolves into seeing God in everything. First we start seeking. This is what has happened when Arjuna said, where should I look for you? Where should I meditate for you? And Sri Krishna has given him all those answers. And he has also told that all these various diverse creation that I have created is nothing but me. Don't worry about it. You may find them to be so diverse. You may find to be filled with so many different types of qualities and emotions and all sorts of complexities. But in reality, everything is filled by me. If you remember that one thing, that is good enough. Then this diversity doesn't remain diverse for the sadhaka. This diversity becomes unity absolutely in its own standing. Then there is no diversity. It is only the unity with the Lord. Now, how can we understand Lord? So, Sri Ramakrishna has given this teaching on is it possible for us to know the Lord in His entirety? Krishna says, you cannot know me entirely. And that's what Krishna had also told us in the beginning, that even those Maharshis, they know very little about me. So Sri Ramakrishna says, who can know Ishvara in his entirety? That power and privilege are not given to us. Sorry, that we are not privileged. We don't have that power. We don't have that capability to know the Lord fully in His totality, in His entirety. Again, Sri Ramakrishna says, it is not even necessary that we know His infinitude. Why should we know? If I am happy eating one mango, I need not know, okay, how many mangoes are there on tree? Let me be satisfied eating, say, X number of mangoes that I can eat. Why should I worry? There are 100 mangoes or 1,000 mangoes on that tree. Am I going to eat those 1,000 mangoes? No way. For me, 1 or 2 or dozen full may be more than sufficient. So let me focus on those 1, 2 or a dozen full. It is not necessary that we know His infinitude. As our understanding permits, it is enough if we know Him alone to be the real. Our understanding is very limited, Sri Ramakrishna says. Our understanding is so very limited. Doesn't matter, even with this limited understanding, if we are able to realize this fact that the Lord is the only reality and everything else is unreal, that is sufficient enough, Sri Ramakrishna says. Let it be supposed that one wants to see the Ganges. Now, which is a beautiful example Sri Ramakrishna is giving. Suppose one wants to see the Ganges and have a holy dip in it. Plodding along from Gangotri to Ganga Sagar, the origin of the Ganges, to the Ganga Sagar, where the mother Ganges merges into the Bay of Bengal. One need not go through from Gangotri to Ganga Sagar to have the experience, to have the holy dip in the Ganges. From wherever Ganges is, from any point, he can take a dip at Gangotri and remain satisfied. He did not know where the Ganga Sagar is. Or come to Varanasi, there you take a dip. Or come to Calcutta, there you take a dip. Just before the Ganges is merging in the Bay of Bengal, that Ganga Sagar. Any point on this path of Ganges, that long stretch of Mother Ganges, any point if we take a dip, it is as good as we take a dip in the holy Ganges, isn't it? It is not that we have to cover the entire stretch from Gangotri to Ganga Sagar. No way. So Sri Ramakrishna says, that is from the source of estuary need not be gone through. From the source to the estuary, one need not go. One need to go from origin till the merging of the river into the ocean. Any point wherever we are, wherever we can take a dip in the Ganges on that stretch. That is good enough. Contact with this sacred river at any convenient spot serves the purpose of having a holy dip in the Ganges. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna has said, and that is what Sri Krishna has said, that you need not worry about all those diverse manifestations. You need not worry, you need not, that I have to seek the Divine Lord. Then I must go through whichever lists Sri Krishna has given. Okay, let me go through them one by one. Let me go and see Rudras. Let me go and see Gandharvas. Let me go and see the Merus, mountains. Let me go and see the wind gods, and who is that Marichi, the chief among the wind gods. There is no need. Those are there, yes. Those are the examples, prominent examples Sri Krishna has given. Ultimately, Sri Krishna says, I am there in everything, wherever you look. You look at your neighbor and you find the Lord in him. You look at your friends, you look at your near and dear ones. You look at the people who have come into your life. You look at them with the look of seeing Lord in them, and that is good enough for us to tread the path of the spirituality. We need not think about all those diverse manifestations of the Lord as such. So that is the 40th slok that we read, and Sri Krishna has given a wonderful explanation that the manifestations are so very innumerable. There is no end to it. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about how many vibhutis I have, how many divine manifestations I have. Don't get into that. Just know for sure that I am there in each and every being of this universe, whether chara, whether achara. And like Sri Ramakrishna said, that if we have to take a holy dip in the Ganges, if we have to know the Lord, let us not worry about taking a dip at each and every spot from origin of Gangotri to the Ganga Sagar, to the estuary where Ganges is meeting into the vast ocean. No need. Wherever we are, whichever place we are, just take a dip in that holy Ganges and our objective is solved. So therefore, whosoever is near us, try to see the Lord in them and get onto the path of getting that final enlightenment. So that was 40th sloka of the Vibhuti Yoga that we read today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.